What is going on, y'all? All right, I'm done with the spoiler-free edition of Wakanda Forever. Let's jump right into this. Let's talk about this is spoiler edition. Spoiler edition. If you have not watched this movie yet, do not watch this video. Stop it and just wait till you watch it, then come back and watch it. But for those that have watched Wakanda Forever, let's talk about Wakanda Forever, shall we? Let's talk about it. The way they broke down this man's death, okay? The mere fact that they took that he was ill, and it starts off with them like it's a race. It's a race for time. And Shuri is trying, like, she's, oh my God, like, talking to I don't forgot the name, but it's like Jarvis for her. She's talking to him and like, give me the post, and she's trying, because if you remember in the first Black Panther, Killmonger burned the herb. He burnt their resource, and that resource is what healed T'Challa, is what healed the Black Panther, the sacred herb. So she's trying her hardest to try to formulate a replica, like a gimmick of it. And she keeps trying. But they're like, yo, you have to go to your brother. And she's like, I have to get this figured out. I have to fix this. I have to, get this. And then you see Queen Mother come out. And then she got that look on her face. And she goes, what is my brother's heart rate? And he didn't make it. And then the ceremony really goes into how, like, I don't want to make this, well, it is a racial thing. It is a cultural thing. When we mourn death, we try to look at it more of a celebration of life. And you're watching them, and you're watching how they're celebrating them in all white. Death is supposed to be a symbol of darkness. We all wear black. This case, they're wearing all white. It's a celebration. They're dancing. They're doing all types of stuff. But then they get to, you're seeing like you're seeing the soldiers, the Wakanda soldiers, and they're all, in a sense, holding, like, they're the pallbearers. So they're holding, but they're like doing some type of, you see Okoye, and she's kind of, it's like she's bopping, but she's in pain. She's mourning this. And then, we see them go to the sacred ground. I want to say they're going to a sacred ground where all the previous people, the kings of Wakanda, is there and buried. And then you see the space, you see the ship pull up and bring up the casket. But the casket has the Black Panther, like, it has T'Challa, Black Panther like this. And then the way they even displayed, and this is something that me and my brother talked about, but I knew they did this because once Chadwick passed away, they switched. If you happen to go on Disney Plus and you happen to watch Black Panther, now what they do is they have Chadwick instead of the Marvel Studios. Marvel Studios pop up. It has the dun 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 dun. Matter of fact, it's right here. They didn't do that this time. If you watch Black Panther, it's strictly Chadwick. Same thing with this one, but they didn't have no music playing. They had nothing. It was just silent with Chadwick. Um, but I mean, between that and, like I said, we see the in the spoiler free edition. I talked about the mourning, how they're grieving, how Shuri is grieving with the death, and Shuri's not trying to, she's not trying to process it. She's not trying to think of it, you know. And she told her mother, she said, if I think about him too long, I'm gonna want to burn the world. And that was very telling because of something later that I'm gonna get to. But you're seeing that, and then I didn't even get into Ironheart. I didn't get to Riri. Ironheart was cool. Probably my least favorite character in Black Panther and in this movie was Riri. I can understand why certain people did not like this character, or why they feel though as if she might, I believe she is getting her own Disney Plus show. So that makes more sense instead of having like a whole Ironheart movie, because her character is like, nah. I can understand why you have like I can understand why you have these TV shows or these Disney Plus series now. I completely understand now, because watching Riri, I was like, doesn't really deserve a full movie. Not at this moment. Maybe later on when we finally get the full glimpse of her, but I wouldn't do a Ironheart for her. But it was dope to see like how she was just really like Tony in a sense. And they paid homage to Tony. They paid homage to Iron Man when she was sitting there putting together her suit, and she was, you know, doing the same thing Tony Stark's did. Same thing. So that was kind of dope. But her character was kind of like, I was good on that. Then we have the, oh man, like, let's talk about the sport. Let's talk about the biggest reveal. So my guy, Killmonger. Killmonger is in this movie. When I tell y'all, when I seen him on that fucking throne, oh man, I lost my mind, because I'm watching it, and you know, before we even get into Killmonger, let's just talk about how fucked up I was. Excuse the language, but I was messed up when Queen Mother died. Like when she died, I was like, God, no, you cannot do this. Do not take Queen Mother from us. Don't do it. Why are we doing this? Why are we sitting there? Like, oh my Lord, don't do this to us. And they took her from us. They took Queen Mother from us. And now you really get to see Shuri with nobody. Like when Angela Bassett said, I've lost everyone. Everyone in my family is gone. Have I not given you everything? Like, I'm thinking that should be Shuri. Shuri, at one point in that movie, after Queen Mother died, should have said that to these people. Like, I've given y'all everything. I've lost my mother. I've lost my father. I lost my brother. I lost my mother. What more do y'all want from me? Period. Right? But when Queen Mother died, Oh man, that took me away. That took me away. My daughter was sitting there, and like I said, I cried from the first 5 minutes. I cried throughout the movie. My daughter's trying to hold it in, but when Queen Mother died, oh, my daughter lost it. My daughter was sitting there like, no, no, they couldn't take Queen Mother. No, no. Like, I was with you too. They shouldn't took her, but Shuri decides it is time. Like, the Black Panther is needed. And so she because they found vibranium through Namor. And Namor had gifted Shuri with a bracelet that was his mother's. And that bracelet has vibranium in it. So after the death of Queen Mother and Wakanda is pretty much destroyed, Shuri and Riri start to come up with come up with a solution. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. And she went back to the she went back to the area in her office, or not her office, in her, like, I don't want to call it like the Bat Cave, but it's like where she does all her work, her lab. But it's in her lab where she's created the Black Panther suits and all this other stuff. And she sat there and she started telling them, like, okay, give me this, give me that, give me that. Oh, by the way, I need to see my brother's DNA, because in the beginning of the movie, I remember it showed his DNA, and she was trying to put everything together. And every time it went wrong, it was in red. It was always in red. So she's trying it, and then all of a sudden it works, and it got it. And she said, well, because Nakia's there, and Nakia's like, how do we know it's going to work? Because they found she managed to create the heart-shaped herb. And she said, if it glows, remember, she said, if it glows, it's going to work. It works. It glowed. So boom, they got it. So now they do the ritual where she drinks it, and then she goes to the ancestors. And this is where my guy shows up. I don't know if he's your guy, but he's damn sure my guy. If y'all pay attention in my room, and if y'all remember in the reaction video to the first Wakanda Forever, I had the Killmonger mask. I have that mask. I listen, I love Killmonger. Loved his character. Loved Michael B. Jordan's character. I loved how he played Killmonger, hands down. So I'm watching. So I don't know about y'all, but I knew it wasn't Queen Mother sitting on the throne, because I'm thinking she's gonna have her hat on. And if y'all know Queen Mother, she got the hat with the oval shaped crown hat. That, and I'm like, that she doesn't. And my daughter's like, I didn't see gray hair. Like, I didn't see hair, like gray hair. And then when she walks over, but then the thing turns and it's Killmonger sitting there, and he's like, "What's up, cuz?" I'm like, "Oh my God!" And she's like, "Why am I seeing you? Like, I don't." But you got to remember, when she said, if I think long enough of my brother, I'm gonna want to burn the world. That's Killmonger. That's all Killmonger. That's Killmonger's DNA. That's Killmonger, period. And to see that, and to see him basically say, like, listen, your dad was weak. Your dad would have got her killed. Your dad would have killed Riri. Your brother, he was noble. He was noble. And when he said that, it made me think, like, you know what? He was. It's not a bad thing, but he was noble. Think about this. His dad died. T'Chaka died. He spared dude his life. He spared Claw his life. He wanted to save Killmonger. This is a conversation I had with my daughter. We were talking and my daughter goes, and I'm jumping ahead, but when Shuri spared Namor's life, my daughter was like, why did he spare his, why did, I didn't like that she spared his life, like she should have killed them. And I said, nah, because it goes to show how we as a people are. I said, you know, my daughter's 16. And I told her, I said, as you get older and you're watching more things, and like what I mean, sometimes I watch like those court cases on those court cases that be on TV, like the extreme court cases, and when they show like the parents or the people having outbreaks in the courtroom and stuff like that. I said, if you really watch some of them, bear with me, hold on. If you pay attention to those court cases, they have moments where they show mercy, where they show the parents, and the parents be like, I forgive you for what you did. I forgive you for killing my son or killing my daughter or whatever the case may be, my husband, whatever. I think back to Aaron Hernandez's trial. And the guy that he went to jail for murdering, his family was like, I think it was his mom that said, I forgive you. We are a forgiving bunch. We are a forgiving people. You know, I was telling this to my mom and I was telling this to my daughter, like, you know, we don't have hate in our blood. Like, it's not in us to hate, you know? And I said, that's why the theme of this movie is show them who we are. If you think back to the first one, Queen Mother was telling T'Challa, show them who you are. You are not this king that is going to seek revenge for the deaths that other people have caused us. We're not those type of people. We're going to show mercy, grace, mercy. Because we know you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it with the Almighty, you know? So that's kind of like the vibe that I got when I was watching it. And when Killmonger shows up, Killmonger's telling her, like, nah, you said that you wanted to see the world burn. And that's what Namor played on too. Because Namor said, I heard you when you was talking to your mom on the beach, because that's where they first meet Namor, is on the beach. And he said, because Namor had the same mentality as Killmonger, like, I want to protect my people. I don't want outsiders or surface people. That's what he referred to him as. I don't want surface people to try to come and infiltrate and take over and enslave my people. I will burn it all. And he told her, let's burn it together. And you see Shuri's going through this battle, and she's like, you know, it's like, I don't know. I want to see the world burn, but I just have this compassion. Like, I can't do that because that's not what my brother was. That's not what my mother was. You know, we can try to unify and protect one another without shedding blood, without doing anything to our people. Let's come together. Bring that together. So we see that, you know, and you see when she gets out, when she comes back and she's pissed because she was like, yo, like that, it wasn't, you know, I didn't see nobody. She was saying she didn't see nobody because she didn't want them to know that the person that she seen was Killmonger, because they know If it's Killmonger that she sees, we know the history, that we know what Killmonger did to these people, to the people. We knew, and she even said it. She said, "It's your fault that my brother's no longer here. What the blood that is going to be shed is going to be on your hands, not mine. It's your fault that my brother's not here because you decided to burn all this down." So, like I said before, we're seeing the grievances, we're seeing the stages of grief. So we see her in denial, then we see the anger. Then at the very end, we see the acceptance. Okay. Because there's a ritual that Queen Mother did. On the anniversary of his passing, she went to the beach. She went to a certain location on the beach at night and burned the garment, the ceremony garment, as a way of saying, like, it's time. It's time to, not move on from losing him, but this is a part where we just, okay, it's there. And, Shuri didn't want to do that, and that's where Shuri showed her in denial. She was denying it. And then when she was talking to Nakia, she was, kind of still in that denial. But then we see at the very end, the acceptance. She's like, okay, I've lost my mother. I've lost my brother. I now can do this. And at that moment where she burnt it and she was sitting there and it was just silent, and you're seeing those flashbacks of Chadwick, and it's just like, that was raw. That was raw. That reminds me of Fast 7, where at the very end of Fast 7, when you see Paul Walker, his brother, and Mia playing with their kid, but you're seeing all of them, and you look at Tyrese and you look at Ludacris, because Ludacris is the one that looks like he was about to break. Like, as soon as they yelled cut, them tears was down. It was that moment. And when I'm watching this, I knew, I was like, this is that moment for them. But this is just her. Because if we remember, it always was rumors that she was the troubled one, that she was the one that was difficult, or whatever the case may be. And people was having all these questions like, oh man, is she going to, is she going to be a problem doing this movie? But then you got to think, this was her brother in this movie, and her brother in, like, not real life, but we all know we refer to each other as brother and sister. And I feel like that whole entire cast was one family. We know Angela Bassett's relationship with Chadwick. So that's why I think that Queen Mother was killed off, because she didn't want to do another Black Panther because of that relationship with Chadwick. So boom, that's done. And then I think with now Shuri sitting there and now having this moment, the character of Shuri and the person, and she's sitting there and she just reflecting. And everybody who's ever had a death, had a loss of someone close, you have that moment and you're just sitting there, you're just thinking of all these moments, and then you laugh because you're thinking of the good times. You're thinking more of the good times than you are that they're no longer here. And then you see that. And then obviously, the movie ends that way. But then the post-credit scene with Nakia revealing to Shuri that they had a son. They had a son. And man, I'm pulling it up right now, so bear with me because um the son is revealed. I'm trying to get the name of the son, the name that they gave him, and then the name that he actually says in the movie. Um, because basically he gives his name, but then he goes off and says, are you good at keeping secrets? And she goes, yeah, I'm good. And then he goes, um, my name is Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa. And hearing that, dude, I fucking lost it. But then, I was speaking to my brother, and my brother said to me, and as I'm saying this right now, I'm on my phone, I'm looking it up because I pulled the cast up, that the son is apparently to Chadwick's actual biological son. Now, there was a rumor, there was speculation. I believe I spoke about it at the end of during my old podcast that I did, and we were talking about Chadwick, and this was the year in review. And I believe I said that I heard that his wife was pregnant, and that she was pregnant. So it was like, okay, we know that they're like we know at least there's a legacy for him. Like his legacy will live on through his son or through his kid. Now my brother says that, and I'm looking, I don't see anything of the son's name in here. So I don't know. I don't know exactly if that is true. If the son, Nakia's son in the movie, is actually the son of Chadwick in reality. Nothing has been confirmed, nothing has been said, but I do know that that's going to be a talking piece, is that post-credit scene, because it's like, yo, does he really have, is this really his son? Because you got to think, Black Panther, 6 years, and I loved how Nakia said he knew he didn't want his son to know of his passing. We had our own little ceremony for him here. He knew about him. He didn't want him to be here because he didn't want him to be a part of that throne. He didn't want him to take on that burden of being this. And it's like, damn. And then, Shuri's like, did my mother meet him? And she's like, yeah. And it's like, wow, like, okay. And then that's when they had their conversation. I'm just, the movie itself just was, like I said, man, I love this movie. Definitely, definitely something that I'm looking forward to. I mean, looking forward to watching again. I'm seeing it on. By the time this video comes out, I've already seen it twice. Okay, I've already seen it twice. I might even see it a third time. I might even go to see it a third time. I'm not going to hold you. I'm just so taken back, And if you know anything about me, for those that don't know, normally what I do is if I'm really investing in a movie, I see it probably about 3 times. I see it with a group of people. So in this case, I seen it with my daughter. I'm seeing it with my mother. And then the third time I see it by myself. Okay. Majority of the time I do go to movies by myself just because I watch things in a different perspective. So I might do that with this one. I know when I went to see the Batman, I seen it with my brother. I seen it with my boy Moises. Shout out to you, Moises. And then I seen it with my daughter. So I didn't really get to see it by myself until I actually bought it. And then when I bought it, I watched it by myself. And obviously, you know, I still feel the same way I feel. I think it's a great movie. But this one is like, all right, you know, okay, let me see it second time with my mom. I may see it tomorrow. This video is dropping on Tuesday, so I may see it tomorrow since I'm off. Or I may see it, or I might have already seen it on Monday. Because I'm off on Monday. I have something I have to do in the morning, but then after that, I should be free to watch it until I have to do some work with a podcast. So, I mean, Queen Mother dying, that ripped my heart up. Killmonger appearance, loved it. The revealing of the son blew me away. At the end of that, I mean, everybody applauded. Everybody was clapping. Everybody was, you know, happy to see that. But yeah, I'm just like I said in the spoiler-free edition, man. Chadwick would have been proud of this movie. This is in honor of Chadwick. This is for Chadwick, and they did say, even though, and I didn't say this in the spoiler-free one. They did say at the end that the Black Panther will return. So we do know that the Black Panther will be back. But is it Shuri or is it going to be a variant of the Black Panther? Because we all know the multiverse is here. And one thing that they did hint it. Namor said, I am a mutant. He said, I am a mutant. So when I caught that word, I said, okay. They're slowly introducing. I mean, it's a slow burn, but they're slowly introducing mutants. So, you know, and then we gotta tell the Storm story. We gotta tell the story with Storm and T'Challa. It's so much that they can do with this, you know, now with X-Men being there now. So I'm looking forward to it. If you happen to like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Share this video. Share the spoiler edition video. If you are new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you are subscribed to this channel and you haven't been getting your updates to when I'm dropping videos, make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be updated of when these videos are dropping. I'm probably going to revisit this. I'm so entrenched and invested in this movie and just the stories that was in there. Yeah. He is I'm him. Shemaine Manchi. I'm signing off. I will be doing a Till review soon. I have to get the courage to go see this movie. I'm telling y'all, with the events that have been going on these past few weeks between Kanye and Kyrie now and all this, man, I don't really know if I really want to watch Emmett Till. I don't know if I want to watch the Till movie, but I'm going to because I did a reaction to the trailer. I said I wanted to watch this. My daughter said she wanted to see this. So that might be something that I'm going to invest and see it with her and give y'all the conversation that we had. Because we went to go see The Hate U Give, and we had a full-blown conversation about that. So I am out. Till next time, y'all. Y'all be safe. You already know. I'm out.